you're a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show him who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
Hey Griswold gang, what's going on? Welcome back to the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. Thank you guys for being here. I am happy to be here, glad to be here, and I'm glad you guys are here too. If you're new to the channel or new to trading the Strat, then welcome to you guys as well. We are about to change the way that you guys trade in the stock market. If you haven't done so below, go click that subscribe button and then hit that bell. That's the important part. That bell gives you the notifications for when we send out videos just like this one every single day. Okay, this video is our watch list for Lotto Friday, June 24th. I'm excited to bring it to you. There's a lot of really nice setups that are present, so I'm excited to go through those with you guys. And as a heads up, if you are new to the channel, guys, I put out videos like this every single day. I put out videos like this. I put out top 5 watch lists. I send out weekly swings, monthly swings. I've got over 200 videos for you guys to learn how to trade in the stock market like you've never traded before. We simplify trading. We get rid of the indicators and we trade what the candlesticks tell us to do. We are trading price action and the candles tell us when to enter. The candles tell us when to exit. Okay, and then we just have to be able to manage that. Okay, which is harder than it sounds. Okay, but this is the easiest strategy that you guys will find to trade in the stock market. I'm also on Twitter. You can find me there at Mr. Clark Griswold. And feel free to ask me any question there. You can DM me privately if you want to ask that way. Or you can comment. I will get back to you guys usually the same day. Okay, and I'm fairly active on there. I send out trades on there all day. I sent out one today off of the watch list from today. Okay, and I called it out on AMD before it even happened, so you guys had the opportunity to jump in on it. So there was a lot of great trades today. AMD, IWM, I saw some guys post. And there were a whole bunch of other ones. So I hope you guys were green today. One other thing, guys, I do these videos because I love to do them. I love helping you guys, and I love helping everybody. I want everybody to become better traders and do really well and be able to do what they want to do with their lives. And this is a stream that can help you get there if you learn it and you put in the time and the effort to trade it and to learn the strategies. Okay, so I do enjoy it. It does take up a lot of my time, and I want to keep it free for you guys. And in order to do that, I'm asking you, and I know it sucks, just watch those little 15-second ads or 30-second ads. Go get yourself a drink or a snack or something before you settle in to start learning this. And watch the ads, please, or let the ads run. Those advertisers pay for you guys to learn this for free is basically what's happening. It prevents me from starting a Discord and charging a membership fee for you guys to learn all this stuff, which I don't want to do. And this is the easiest way for me to allow that to happen. And I'm all about ease. I love the easiness of trading this strategy, and I want to keep it easy for you guys. I want to keep your money in your pockets. So that's why I'm suggesting that. But that's how we'll keep it free and free from Discords, and you guys shouldn't have to pay for this. YouTube should allow you guys to learn anything you absolutely want to learn anywhere. I mean, you're not going to become a surgeon, but you can learn how to trade on YouTube for free, and we're going to show you how. Okay, so let's get started right now with the watch list for Lotto Friday, June 24th. Not very many plays, but we will go through them, and then I will put out a top 5 watch list for you guys. The first one I've got on the list is Neo. Neo had a 2-up that finished red. We can call that a hammer candle if we'd like. And when we have a 2-up that finishes red, it tells me probabilities of this thing are going down are probably fairly good, and that's what we like to play, probabilities, and we play the triggers, okay? So we put our trigger here at 22.23 for puts, and I like to trade into time frame continuity But when we run into the tops of broadening formations and exhaustion risk, which is kind of what we have here, not kind of, it is what we have here on Neo, where we've tagged the top of this broadening formation. And we can go back and look at how we went from, you know, lower lows to higher highs to lower lows, back to higher highs, down to lower lows. We came up here, then we came back down, came back up, came back down. And you can draw other broadening formations within a broadening formation. That's okay, and I think that's a confusing part for people with broadening formations, and you can go watch the video I have on that to help you out with that if you'd like. But we can draw these realistically. Not there. You can't draw it there, Clark. We can draw them anywhere. And this really has nothing to do with these ones that I'm drawing now. Don't really have anything to do with the play we're looking at today. But we have tagged the top of this broadening formation. So we could look for a slight reversal here away from time frame continuity. And I know Sarah Strat Sniper says that's the one time she'll trade against time frame continuity is when we've come into a broadening formation. But we need that actionable signal. We need a 2 up, 2 down reversal on this. And then we've marked our targets there. The green line. The next one is there. We mark that with the green line. And we'll mark one more here, and I'll explain it to you. So this one, normally they go at the bottom of the wicks. This one goes at the top of the wick because we're filling this gap, meaning there's no candle in between here and here. So we call that a gap. And when we do that, we make our targets at the top of the previous wick to fill that gap, and then your next target can go to the bottom of that same candle, and we go back to the bottoms. Only when there's a gap do we go to the top, and if we're trending up, it's the bottom. Okay, so that's the play on Neo. SPY. Not often do we get a daily trigger on SPY to play, and not often... Oh, it went out. I marked these off earlier today, like 5 to 10 minutes before close, and this was a 3-1 setup previously. You can see where I marked it, and SPY in the last 5 or 10 minutes broke out of that inside bar on the day. So we're going to cancel that SPY play, and we are going to go to KR. So KR was on our playlist from today because of this double inside bar, okay? Double inside bars are super rare. They don't happen very often. And triple inside bars, I don't even know if there would be another one. You can go back and look on KR. I'm not going to try and go back that far in time to try and see if there was a triple inside bar. But trust me guys, they are rare. They very rarely happen. Let's talk about inside bars for a second. Inside bars do not break the high or the low of the previous candle, okay? And they show consolidation within a stock or a ticker, meaning they're a tightening range, so they stay within the range of the previous candle. And we didn't have that for just 1 day or 2 days. We've had that 3 days in a row where this thing is getting on a tightening range. And can you imagine an inside bar being a spring? And when you compress that spring and you tighten it, and it's tightening for 3 straight days, more pressure is building up. Eventually that thing is just going to explode, or that's the hope of how this thing is. Imagine a jack-in-the-box when that spring is tightening, coiling, and then eventually it just pops. And these triggers are our pops, okay? So we want to get in on these triggers, either to the upside at 48.41 or to the downside at 47.39. Okay, I will caution you, these targets are very close. So I would caution you again for an outside bar on these plays, okay? Just because the targets are so tight, there's a very strong possibility, and the candlestick is very tight. So there's a very good possibility that we do have outside bars on here tomorrow. But I want to try and take this trigger. I front ran this thing to the upside. I took calls on this just for fun. I took 2 contracts at 32 cents. So we'll see what happens. I just did it for fun. I don't really care if it wins or loses. It was $60 that I just kind of thought I would throw in there to see what happens just for fun. I wouldn't suggest you guys do that if you're trading with small accounts. But again, I did it for fun. It's a Lotto Friday play. The real play comes in the morning when we trigger and we hit those pops, okay? So let's look for Kroger, whatever you want to call it, tomorrow. That one for sure, guys. You know, if you know me and you know my top 5, you know that thing's going to be on there. Okay, GME also had a double inside bar. Okay, again, super rare pattern. They don't happen very often. We can go back in time and look for these things on GME. Double inside bar. There's one right here. Okay, March of this year. And look what happened off of this thing. 1, 2, 3 straight days it ran down. Now, I don't expect you guys to hold this for 3 days, but that's the power of a double inside bar, okay? And it's not 100% foolproof. We had a watch list, a top 5 watch list about a week and a half ago where we had like 5 double inside bar plays and they were all junk, okay? And it happens. Unfortunately, it happens. But we play probabilities, we play triggers, we keep our stop losses tight. So GME has the day, the week, and the month all in the same direction, which is really, really great. This is a higher premium play. I looked earlier today or just close to the end, and we were at about $330 per contract for GME, okay? So it is a little bit more expensive to play GME, but double inside bars, calls at 143.90, puts at 136.71. We have already triggered to the upside on this weekly right here. So we are already to the high side on the week. We'll look for a continuation on Friday. PayPal, PYPL. PayPal also has an inside bar. Calls at 73.99. Puts at 71.56. Time frame continuity outside of today is all trending down. And there's a lot of choppiness here. And we're just running right along that broadening formation that I've got there. And I think that might be on a larger time frame, but it trends back quite a ways to here. So if I click on it, there's the lower lows to the lower lows, and then we're running right along that line. So we'll see if we have a trend up on this tomorrow and go against time frame based on that, or if we continue to trend downwards on PayPal. CCL is Carnival Cruise Lines. Carnival Cruise Lines has, looks like a 2 down that finished green. So off of that, we can look for calls at $9.74 and our first target at $9.83. Next target at the top of this inside bar at about $10. Okay, that's Carnival. CMCSA is Comcast. Inside bar on CMCSA. Actually, it's a 3-1 setup. So these, again, guys, I tweeted out to watch that 3-1 video setup just to get you guys prepared for this. So an outside bar breaks the high and the low of the previous candle, followed by an inside bar, which stays within the range of the previous candle. So again, we can go back and look for 3-1 setups on Comcast. Again, this is another rare pattern. They don't happen very often. And here's one here, outside, inside bar, and we had a great run up. Okay, we hit 1, 2 targets on the way up. I thought I saw another one here, right here. Outside bar, inside bar. This one was not as good. Just a little bit of a gain. So this, again, like I said before, like on the double inside bars or triple inside bars, nothing is foolproof in this game, okay? Outside bar, inside bar. We opened here, went up, and then came all the way back through. I'll look for one more here. Outside, inside bar, and a nice run up on this one. This would have been a good gain. So majority of the time, these plays are profitable. And as long as you can keep your losses small, you will never have an issue because the wins far outweigh the losses if you can keep your losses small. And I'm talking like we're not running these things to 50, 60% losses. You'll ruin your accounts. I'm talking keeping these things at, 1, 2 to 20, 2 to 20%, somewhere in that range. Even 20 is a little bit high. I don't like to go much past that. Even hitting that 15% might be your, especially for options. When we're talking about common shares, you can bring that down a lot to make your losses a lot smaller. But options, when we're getting to that 15, 20% range, that's a little too much for my liking, okay? DIA, the Diamonds, has a 3-1 setup again. Okay, so calls at 307.06, puts at 302.78. The day and the week are looking good with the green. Time frame continuity. And again, we'll go back in time on DIA here and see if we can find one. They're rare. I have to go all the way back to December the beginning of December of this year. And this looks like for 2 days, again, we had a really, really nice break up. 1, 2, 3, 4 days off of that outside inside bar. We look for one more here, outside inside bar, a little bit of a run up. And then we'll try and see one more here. Outside inside with a beautiful run up. And then here again, outside inside, and we gapped up. So you would have won on this gap play here as well. So let's move to Ford. I think Ford at least had an inside bar. It might have been a 3-1, and it was. And again, there was a reason I told you guys to watch that 3-1 video, the 3-1 setup, because there were a lot of these plays. And I want to make sure you guys, if you aren't getting the information off of this video, at least have a precursor and know what you're walking into. Okay, so outside bar, inside bar, day and the week are green. We can take calls at 11.58, puts at 11.25. The premiums are really good on Ford usually, and the spread between the bid and the ask on Ford are usually really good. It's on one of my cheap premium watch lists, and I have a video on it. There's about 20 tickers that have cheap premiums for you guys. You can go watch that as well. Let's look for a 3-1 setup on Ford. And again, these things are so rare. Ford, you have to go all the way back to September of last year to find the 3-1 setup, and here it is. And what a nice run down here. We hit 1, 2 targets for sure on that 3-1 setup. This one ended up being a 3-1-3. Wasn't a great play. This 3-1 or outside bar, inside bar ended up being really good. A good play. 3-1 off of the break all the way down. We hit 1, 2 targets plus, okay? So again, probabilities tell us that these setups work on a consistent basis, and that's what we're going for, guys. We look for consistency, and we look for that 20 to 30% range in the trade, maybe 10 to 30. If you can get that on a trade, take it. And if you can get more, great, but don't sit in that trade hoping for it. Trade based off of what the candlesticks tell you to do and where your exits are supposed to be. Okay, KDP's got an inside bar. We can take calls on this one at 35.38. The day, the week, and the month are all green on this. In order to get the quarterly flipped, I think we got a ways to go, which we do. It's way up here, which we're not hitting at 37.93. We go back to the daily. 37.93 is way up in this range here, which we likely aren't going to hit tomorrow on Dr. Pepper. So calls at 35.38. First target is not great. Second target we can take at 35.80, so that's a little bit better. To the downside, against time frame continuity, probably not a great idea, but there's nothing saying that the trade won't work. The probabilities are just higher based on the time frame going to the upside, okay? So puts would be at 34.93 on KDP. Netflix had an inside bar. So Netflix, we can take calls at 182.75, puts at 175.87. The day and the week on this thing are green. We've got a hammer candle here, and then I've got the targets marked out for you guys, and you can do the same thing on your charts. Space, I believe, had a 3-1 setup. It did. Again, reason I put that video out on Twitter for you guys to review. Okay, calls at 6.54 on Space. There's your first target right here. Let's mark it out for you guys. There's your second target. I'll mark it out for you guys. Puts to the downside at 6.19, and we'll mark that one out for you guys as well. Again, we've broken through the weekly trigger, so we are long on the week already with it coming to an end tomorrow. And time frame with the day and the week, which is what I like to see on day trades. I like to see that day and the week the same color in order for us to take the trade. Doesn't have to, but again, probabilities tell us that the more we have in full time frame, the better the chance of that trade working out. TTD is the trade desk. That one's up next. We've got a 2 down that finished green. So meaning we only broke the low side of the previous candle, but then we failed in that direction and came back up to failed 2. So we are a 2 down green. The day and the week are the same color. We can take calls at 47.87. First target's not great. Second target's up above. We'll look to break back through that weekly trigger and finish the week strong on trade desk. UPST is Upstart. Upstart 2 down green, barely. We barely broke that plane to become a 2 down instead of staying an inside bar. So we can look for calls at 38.92. Target 1, not great magnitude. Target 2, also not great magnitude, but probably enough to get some good gains on Upstart, okay? Based on the small stock price or the lower stock price. Okay, so that's Upstart. And guys, that is the list. If you guys had a bad trading day today, don't worry about it. Wipe it off your plate. It's a new day tomorrow, okay? Don't look back and don't dwell on those trades. It'll eat you alive. Today on AMD, when I took that trade and I finished with 18%, I said I'm not looking back. Did it go down? It went back up. I would have lost more if I would have held it and it would have come back down. I would have made even more, but I don't really care. I played my rules and I won today. And that is the goal, guys. It's not the biggest gains in the 100, 200, 300, 1,000% wins. It's the consistent 20% wins, 10% wins, 30% wins, and knocking those base hits. And you hit enough of those base hits and the runs start to come in and you start to grow your portfolio, and then those dollar values gain because you can start playing with more capital. So concentrate. It's tough to concentrate on a dollar value. I would concentrate more on a percentage to win at trading, okay? To become a successful trader. Concentrate on those, 10, 15, 20, 30% wins. And you get enough of those, you'll build your capital up, and then you can start putting more capital into the trades, okay? And start risking more. And when you risk more, you will make more. But don't blow up your account. That's what I'm saying. If you have a smaller account, risk a little, grow the account, and then add a little to your trade, and add a little more the next time you trade, and add a little more. Let's say you're only starting with 300 a trade. Well, maybe in 2 or 3 weeks, you can make it 600 a trade. And then 2 or 3 weeks from then, you're at 1,200. You see what I'm saying? So build those up. If you're looking to fast track this and become a millionaire overnight, it doesn't happen. Okay? I shouldn't say there's no overnight success stories, because there is. But the easier way and the better way to do this is slowly, okay? And just know what you're doing, learn what you're doing, and become really good at doing that. And I promise you those small gains will become bigger over time, okay? So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Good luck on Lotto Friday. Stay tuned for my top 5 video. If it's not out already, it will be very soon. Good luck. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and following me on Twitter. Watch those ads. Let's keep this stuff free, and we will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.